At this time, Abby Cooper and Zach Farquhar will lead us in the singing of the National Anthem, played by the Wellsboro High School Band. Please stand and remove your caps.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets echoed, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Graduates, please be seated. On behalf of the Wellsboro Area School District and the Wellsboro Area High School, I'd like to welcome you to the 141st Wellsboro Area High School Commencement for the class of 2017. It is an absolute honor for me to be here to celebrate with you. In class of 2017, you have a lot to celebrate. 4 years ago, when you arrived at Wellsboro High School, I distinctly remember your 8th grade teachers talking about how nice of a group they were sending us. And as a principal, I'm always a little skeptical. You did not disappoint. You have been one of the nicest, most respectful, fun-loving classes I have had the pleasure to be around. Thank you for setting such a high standard for future classes. Now let's talk about some of your accomplishments. In the 4 years you've been here, Wellsboro High School has become one of the top academic schools in a 3-county region, has been ranked nationally by U.S. News and World Report. 67 of you are involved in band and or chorus and have achieved countless accomplishments, including All-State and All-Eastern Chorus. 20% of you had a 95% or higher overall GPA. 40% of you had a 90% or higher GPA. Many of you were involved in extracurricular clubs like FFA and represented our school at the state and national level. We're very proud of you. Just this year alone, 9 of your teams competed at the district level, 2 teams competed at the state level, and individually, there are too many accomplishments to even list. You have worked hard and it shows, but one word of advice: don't forget to thank those who have gotten you here. Take a look around at all the people here. Parents, friends, family, teachers and staff, and coaches. They are here because of you guys. They're here to celebrate you. So tonight, before you leave here, thank them, hug them, shake their hand, show them your gratitude. So class of 2017, good luck, God bless you, you have made us all proud. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Brenda Freeman, Superintendent of Schools for the Wellsboro Area School District, who will address the class of 2017.
Good evening. First, I'd like to start by saying that we do owe a great gratitude to people who prepared this evening, because without all the hard work of people who put this particular event together, we wouldn't have such a nice event. So I do want to thank all those people involved in helping to set up and to make this evening a wonderful event. And I also want to talk just very briefly with you graduates for a moment on independence, because graduation leads you one step closer to your own independence. From the time you were born, you were dependent on your parents. They took care of you and met all of your basic needs, and it goes without saying that you would not be here this evening without them. And as you slowly grew, you began your journey towards becoming independent. From the first solid foods, your first word, the first time you slept all night, to your first real step all by yourself, you were making your journey towards independence. In fact, your journey carried you as you entered into kindergarten and first grade. You learned how to sit in a seat quietly, walk in a straight line. You learned the alphabet, your colors, how to read, how to get along with others, and how to make good friends. You caught your first football for the first time. You dribbled the first basketball. You kicked or caught your first soccer ball. You hit a volleyball. You learned to swim. You wrestled with your friends at recess. And you learned how to make your parents and your teachers and your principal proud of you. Then you experienced second, third, and fourth grade. And as you grew, you experienced sleepovers with your friends, how to ride a bike, what a best friend really meant, how to study, how to sing, how to play a musical instrument, how to take standardized tests, and how to leave behind your elementary days to go to middle school. And then the middle school brought you even more experiences in becoming independent, changing classes, having multiple teachers, class trips, school dances, learning to be passionate and driven about swimming and basketball and softball and football and cheerleading and wrestling and reading and dancing and singing and playing in the band, or learning how to cook and bake, or how to use those power tools, and how to leave behind middle school years as you entered high school. And in the high school, you began to truly explore your careers. You joined clubs and activities. You formed bonds with athletic team members. You learned to drive. You had your first date. You fell in love many times. You participated in agri-science because of your passion for animals and agriculture. You mastered the building and construction trades. You explored the restaurant industry. You acquired your first paying job. You participated at district and state and local events. You won championships. You competed at the Tioga County Fair. You decided on a career pathway. You discovered your true passion for art or music or public speaking, and you decided where you would attend college, or if you would join the military, or if you had made plans to become serious about what you really wanted to do with your life. And you struggled with how to say goodbye to this district, to your teachers, to your classmates. And all of these experiences led you one step closer to this evening, when you walk across this stage and receive your diploma and begin your journey of independence. Through all of this, there is one thing that I want you to remember. No matter where your independence takes you, remember the time that you spent here at Wellsboro Area School District. Remember the gas-lit main street of your community. Remember that you always have a place to call home. In this school, your community, and your parents' house will always welcome you back. Good luck and best wishes on your journey. Congratulations. And now I'd like to introduce tonight's speaker, Mr. Stanley Butch Cabbage. Butch worked here at the Wellsboro Area School District for 39 years, or 40 if we count his student teaching experience. His assignments here included Federal Programs Coordinator and Head Teacher, so please help me welcome Mr. K to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Freeman. Good evening, parents, grandparents, relatives, friends, Mr. Kramer, distinguished faculty, support staff, Board of Education, honored guests, and graduates of the class of 2017. I am honored and humbled to have been asked to speak with you this evening. If you were to tell my high school principal in 1969 that I was going to be asked to deliver a commencement speech, his first question probably would have been, is it at an accredited institution? My origins are middle-class, blue-collar. My mother's parents were Italian immigrants. My father's family were Polish immigrants. Needless to say, weddings and funerals were festive, memorable events in my upbringing. My father began working in the anthracite coal mines pumping water at age 8 and was forced to go to work full-time before he would graduate from high school. He required me to work with him in the mines as a youngster, long 11 and 12-hour days, whenever school was not in session. But I never met anyone more committed and dedicated to promoting his offspring's education. So like many of you sitting here this evening, know long days and short nights are often necessary. And like most 17 and 18-year-olds, we too were ready to get on with our lives by the time graduation came around. My secondary degrees were from Mansfield University. I started working with students in this school district in 1973 out in Middlebury Center. I am so grateful to this community for that opportunity. Thank you. But enough about me, because this evening isn't about me. It's about these young men and women who we came here to honor. The certificate that you are about to receive shortly has a tendency to be overlooked for its significance in your future. But in reality, your high school diploma is the bedrock and the cornerstone and the foundation for which all future achievements and opportunities will be supported. It is testimony to your commitment to your future, your initial step toward your own independence and prosperity, and we applaud you. But you didn't get here tonight completely on your own, and it seems as though Mr. Kramer and I are on the same page. A lot of individuals here in attendance have supported your success. I'm going to ask you to try to remember to do something tonight beyond being extremely careful and judicious as you celebrate with your classmates. Please take a few precious seconds to tell your parents, your grandparents, your teachers, your principal, your friends, your counselor, your pastor, whomever, thank you for helping me. And who knows, it may even become a lucrative financial investment. As I considered what I should say to you this evening, I felt it was important to meet you where you are, looking to the future with lots of enthusiasm and probably some apprehension. I suspect the adults in your life have been offering you lots of advice in the past weeks and months. I also hope to share with you some insights about things you may not be anticipating. You will soon be spending more time walking alone than you probably ever have in the past. But don't be afraid, it's all part of working toward your own independence. You're a member of a group right now, the class of 2017, and you have been since kindergarten. You're a member of a family with whom you have gone about your daily routine for the last 12 to 13 years. That is about to change. You're going to lose contact with many of these classmates seated among you tonight. Social media may help you keep in touch a little longer than in the past, but by and large, you will all go your own separate ways. Many of us are sitting here tonight are anxious about you graduates moving on. You maintain a position of greater significance in the lives of more people than you may be capable of comprehending at the moment. If you are experiencing mom and dad being a little testy these days, it very well may be that they are having issues with their little girl or little boy leaving the nest. But it's time for you to go. And mom and dad, it's time for you to nudge them out of the nest, even though you may all be a little apprehensive. You young adults will acquire independence, self-discipline, and to be accountable for the consequences that come with the responsibility of making your own choices. Mom and dad, when you turn them loose and tighten the purse strings, we also forego much of the right to tell them how to make their own choices. These become major, major challenges to the family dynamics. When progeny make their own choices, we still reserve the right to discuss them. Your opinion should still be considered, but we should not rush in and rescue them all the time. In doing so, we take away the learning opportunities for these graduates to understand that they can work things out for themselves. We deny them the self-gratification and the self-confidence that can only be attained from managing their own affairs. Parents, trust in the lessons that you have bestowed upon them over the past 17 years. Graduates, as hard and calloused as it may sound, it creates in you a self-confidence that you are capable of resolving your own issues and you don't need someone else to do it for you. I am not advocating that your parents will drop you like a hot potato. They can't. They won't. They love you too much. But hopefully they will love you enough to permit you to learn and stumble and experience life's lessons on your own. This is what the adults in your lives have been preparing you for since you've been little. Right now, many of you are probably thinking, I can't wait to move on to post-secondary school, the military, an internship, a job, etc., just to get out of the house. Then suddenly, in 4 to 6 weeks, homesickness sets in. That place you just couldn't wait to leave slowly begins to call to you. And you sometimes begin to question ourselves. What's wrong with me? Why am I feeling this way? Relax. It's real, it's confusing, and it's normal. And you're going to be okay. It will get better, easier, but the first few months are the toughest. Something you may not anticipate is the amount of pressure you're going to put on, either place upon yourselves or be placed upon you by others. We stand before you this evening with our most sincere conviction. We assure you, you do not have to be doing what everyone else is doing. In this age of Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we seem to get caught up in the theory that if all my friends are doing something, going somewhere, making certain choices, then I have to be doing that also. There is nothing wrong with belonging to a group as long as you are not violating your own moral or physical principles. We all admit there is security in numbers. But what we have to understand and process is our own insecurities. We should also always hold to the conviction when people question or criticize us for our choices and decisions that if you are so convinced and confident that what you are choosing to do is right, why are you so concerned and critical about what I am doing? Making choices contrary to what is popular personifies the insecurities in others. Trust me, you are going to come under a lot of pressure. Many of you have already experienced this when it came to drugs, alcohol, and other experimental endeavors. It takes courage, self-confidence, self-discipline, and the ability to walk alone. But what we learn through it all is who our true friends are and who we can trust. True friends will respect your differences, your choices, and your right to make your own decisions. And in turn, you will respect theirs. I am not a financial consultant, but I'm going to share with you graduates a few basic principles you can take to the bank. Number one, you have to get your bum out of bed and go to work every day. Right now, you probably all aspire to one day nail down a satisfying, good-paying job in your area of interest and to buy things with the money you earn. Those are reasonable aspirations. But I believe somewhere along the way we have misled our youth to believe that that is the only definition of a job. Work is not always going to be a euphoric experience you just can't wait to begin every day. But don't think you are in the wrong place if you don't love your job every day. Work is also what we do to pay the bills. It promotes our independence, and it provides for our well-being. Can it be a rewarding and enriching experience? You bet it can. But don't be disillusioned. It's not that way every day. And if in your heart of hearts you don't feel your job is right for you, then move on. But unless you are physically or morally in danger, you shouldn't give it up until you have a replacement. Number two, you should never, ever spend or charge more than you earn. If it hasn't started already, you are soon going to be inundated with telemarketers and advertising agencies offering you the opportunity to join this or sign up for that, particularly their credit cards. Credit cards are not bad, but the manner in which we abuse them and the lack of self-discipline to not spend or charge more than we earn, even if everyone else is doing it, is at the root of the problem. Number three, you should always put a percentage of every dollar you earn into a long-term savings investment account and don't touch it until you're ready to retire. I think it was Albert Einstein who once said, man's greatest invention was compounded interest. So in closing, I am going to share with you one of the most concise accounts of advice for life's journey that I have ever come across. It's called the Desiderata. Perhaps you know it. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection, nor be cynical about love. For in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly to the counsel of years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune, but do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. And whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its shame and drudgery and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. May God watch over all of you and keep you safe and healthy. Again, thank you. It was truly an honor to be here with you this evening. I extend my personal congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kay. It is my pleasure to announce to you the Wellsboro Area High School Class of 2017 Salutatorian, Abigail Cooper.
I would like to start off with the cliches. It may be the end of high school, but it's the beginning of our lives. We are the future. Reach for the stars. And my personal favorite, the graduation song from the final High School Musical movie titled High School Musical. For those of you who are unfamiliar, here's an excerpt. Now we finally realize who we are. It just took some time. We have to live and to learn to see the truth. But nothing's ever impossible. Into the future we all free fall, but forever we'll always have high school. Cliches are usually frowned upon in the literary world. They're tired and overused, and they aren't very effective or interesting anymore. If every romance novel was about love being blind, we'd probably get sick of them pretty quickly. That's not to say, however, that cliches have no power. Many of us carry cliches every day in the form of mottos or life principles. Almost everyone has some kind of mantra that they live by. The grass is greener on the other side. Don't judge a book by its cover. You can't please everyone. Actions speak louder than words. They're cliche for a reason, because they're right. They may be overused and stale, but they still ring true. My motto is, and always has been, be yourself, another cliche. I think that you shouldn't let anyone change you. That doesn't mean you shouldn't accept guidance or advice from those around you, but it's up to you to decide what viewpoints or suggestions ring true for you. Don't choose your career or major based on what people think is best for you. Find your own path. Explore and be true to yourself. There's no point in devoting your energy to interests that aren't truly yours. If you want to be an artist or singer, be an artist or singer. If you want to be an entrepreneur, then do it. Whatever you want to be, listen to your own advice and go for it. This doesn't just apply to college or careers. You should listen to your heart and mind in all aspects of your world. If you follow your own compass, you will always be going in the right direction. Now I would like to move on to the thank yous. Thank you, Wellsboro faculty and staff, for teaching us and keeping us on track so that we could be here today. Thank you to the parents and families for encouraging us and pushing us to succeed. Thank you to my cousins who promised to pay me if I mentioned them in my speech. Thank you to the band for rehearsing with us and playing at our ceremony. Thank you to everyone here for coming out tonight and seeing us off at the commencement of our high school careers and the beginning of the next stages of our lives. My last and largest thank you goes to the class of 2017 for making high school an incredible experience. Congratulations, guys. We deserve this. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. At this time, we'll have a choral selection sung by the senior choir, directed by Mrs. Judy Smithgall.
To the sound of my voice, can you feel the beat of my heart? Listen to the questions I have, listen to me. It's all very simple to see what we need. Give us hope, my voice is calling, can you see? Look in my eyes, can you feel? My hand is reaching, give us hope, and we'll show you the way. Listen to the sound of my voice, can you feel the beat of my heart? Pounding. Listen to the questions I have, listen to me. We are the future. Help us believe. Give us hope. My voice is calling. Can you see? Look in my eyes. Can you feel? My hand is reaching. Give us hope and we'll show you the way.
Thank you, Mrs. Smithgall. Thank you, choir. Now it's my pleasure to announce to you the Wellsboro Area High School Class of 2017 Valedictorian, Alden Weiner.
Good evening, friends, families, faculty and staff, and distinguished guests, and my fellow members of the class of 2017. It's my honor to speak before you this evening, and I would first like to express my gratitude to all those who have been instrumental in getting us to this stepping-off point in our lives. We all know that thank yous can sometimes be tedious, but we wouldn't be here today if it were not for the efforts and sacrifices of those around us. Thank you to our teachers for imparting to us your knowledge and for teaching us not just science, math, and English, but in the words of Mr. Schaefer, how to think for ourselves. Thank you to all our administrators, school board members, for your constant work to improve our education. Thank you also to the maintenance crew and the janitorial staff. We often take your work for granted, but the school would be quite unpleasant without you. To the community, we appreciate all the love and support that you've given us over the years. Personally, I thank God for blessing me with so many opportunities and the ability to take advantage of them. Thank you to my family for guiding and supporting me through my life. Mom and Dad, I can't thank you enough for your love and support and sacrifice. I couldn't have asked for better parents. Thank you to my not-so-little brother for the competition and friendship since before I can remember. Finally, a big thank you to the class of 2017. Tonight, we look back on all the adventures we've shared and the challenges we've faced. We remember the sporting events, field trips, prom, and the laughs we had in class. I'll always remember the round of applause that I received from the cafeteria after buying a popcorn chicken bowl for the very first time, thanks to a bet with Tickles. If I hadn't bought that popcorn chicken bowl, he would have written this speech. Whether that would have been for the better or for the worse, I guess we'll never know. But while we reminisce about these times, we must remember not to live solely in the past. It's fun to look back on the days gone by, but we cannot dwell on what we cannot change. It is what it is. If we're too busy regretting the decisions we made or wishing we could go back, we'll fail to enjoy the present. We'll miss the memories that are being created at this very moment. Enjoy these surroundings and the fellowship of friends and family, because soon all of these things too will just be a memory. While we enjoy the present, we also must remember that today is the beginning of our future. It stands before us, a vast expanse of the unknown, just waiting to be explored. Now is the time to use the knowledge and the wisdom that we've gained from high school and from our lives to this point to prepare for the future in order to find our individual success. As we discover the future that awaits us and as we continue down this path of life, let us remember that success is not defined by other people. Do not seek the approvals of others in order to find your own satisfaction. In the wise words of former President Theodore Roosevelt, it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. So as we go off to college, the military, or the workforce, let us learn from the past, enjoy the present, and prepare for the future, so that when it's all said and done, we can look back and have no regrets. It is then that we will have reached true success. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Alden. At this time, we will be presenting awards and scholarships supported by local organizations. Our first presenter is Mr. Claire Emery from the American Legion Post 84, and he will now present the W. Earle Champagne Scholarship.
Isn't this a great field? When I was in this school, there was a big mud hole in the middle. I hope they put mud somewhere for all you guys to run around in when you're in gym class. The American Legion was chartered and incorporated by Congress in 1919 as a patriotic veterans organization devoted to mutual helpfulness. It is the nation's largest wartime veterans service organization, approximately 2.4 million members, committed to mentoring youth and sponsorship of programs in our communities, advocating patriotism and honor, promoting strong national security, and continued devotion to our fellow service members and veterans. The American Legion W. Earle Champagne Post 84 is proud to offer this scholarship in memory of W. Earle Champagne and other service members that gave their lives in the defense of this great nation, that we might live in a free and more democratic world. W. Earle Champagne was killed in action in France in World War I. I went to school with some of his descendants. So what we have is a 500-word essay on a subject that this year was, what does the American flag represent? We had 4 applicants this year. Normally we get 10 to 15, but this year there were 4. And because 2 of the applicants had already won things from the American Legion, we went outside our post to vote, to get it scored and voted on. We had 7 people vote, 7 judges. And they looked at the essay only to start with. And then I would tell them about what school everybody was going to, how much it was going to cost to go to school, how much money they had saved, how much money their parents could donate. And after all that was done, this year they selected Hope Wilkinson to receive the scholarship. Now I know she's won a lot of money from the American Legion, but I had nothing to do with it. I didn't even read the essays because I know her very well. So Hope, you get the scholarship. It's for $1,000. We hope to maybe in the future make it a lot more and give more than just one individual. Okay. Promise. When you guys come up, please smile. You should be happy. This is your last day here.
To tell him I told you not to smile, right? Our next presenter will be Levi Gardner, representing the VFW Post 4907. He will be presenting the Dewey Heichal Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening. This is my first time doing this, so I'm going to keep it short. First of all, it is an honor to be here representing the Dewey Heichal VFW Post 4907. The VFW Veterans of Foreign Wars would like to congratulate the class of 2017 for all your accomplishments. All the essays that we received from the scholarship program were well thought out and made us proud as veterans. I'm proud to announce this year's recipient of the Dewey Heichal Memorial Scholarship is Natalie O'Connor.
Presenting next is Teresa Spencer and Terry Austin from the Women of the Moose, Chapter 60.
The history of the women of the Moose. In July 1913, many of the wives, mothers, daughters, and sisters of the members of the Loyal Order of Moose attended the dedication of Mooseheart, the Child City, established for the children of deceased members of the fraternity. The women returned to their homes inspired by what they saw. They banded together locally to assist the lodges in raising funds for the development of Mooseheart. In 1916, 3 short years after Mooseheart was dedicated, the Women's Circle, as the groups were known, were unified into an international auxiliary called Women of Mooseheart Legion. The name of the auxiliary was changed to its present title, Women of the Moose, in 1933. From the beginning, the Women of the Moose have promoted projects to make the life more beautiful for the youngsters at Mooseheart and our senior members at Moose Haven. The Women of the Moose are proud to serve as a unit of the Moose fraternity. And I want to say, welcome to the adult world. You're going to love it.
It gives me with great honor and privilege to give a Women of the Moose scholarship to Courtney Renninger.
Next is Irv Becker from the Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge 1147.
First, I'd like to say congratulations to all the graduates. The Loyal Order of the Moose is a fraternal and service organization founded in 1888 with nearly 1 million men and women in roughly 20,000 lodges in all 50 states, 4 Canadian provinces, plus Great Britain and Bermuda. Along with other units, they support the operation of our Child City Mooseheart, a 1,000-acre community for children and teens in need, and Moose Haven, a 63-acre retirement community for its members in Jacksonville, Florida. Moose Lodges conduct approximately $50 million worth of community service, which includes monetary donations and volunteer hours worked annually. So it is with honor and pride that we are able to contribute to our own community by awarding this scholarship to a student who has shown leadership skills and a willingness to give back to the community. The recipient is known to our Moose family and has volunteered at the Moose for our senior Thanksgiving dinners. So at this time, on behalf of the Loyal Order of the Moose and Wellsboro Family Center, 1147, I'm pleased to present this scholarship to Brody Coolidge.
Next, Ferlin Patrick and Sarah Kramer will present the Casey Patrick Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening. As said, my name is Ferlin Patrick, and I'm here tonight to present the 6th annual KCL Patrick Memorial Scholarship. And along with me tonight is a very special lady. This is Sarah Kramer. Sarah is the second recipient of the KCL Patrick Memorial Scholarship 4 years ago and the first college graduate. Sarah's the daughter of Paul and Mindy Kramer and a 2013 graduate of Wellsboro Area High School. Sarah just completed her BS in elementary education from Penn State University. And in those 4 short years, in addition to her degree, she was able to complete not 1 but 2 minors to add to her resume. The first one is special education, and the second one is a minor in deafness and hearing studies. These additional skills and accomplishments will surely provide an edge in her search for a teaching job. Tonight, Sarah will pass the torch along to the 2017 award winner of the KCL Patrick Memorial Scholarship. Let me tell you a little bit about the scholarship. scholarship was given in memory of my daughter, Casey. Casey was a 2010 graduate of Wellsboro Area High School who passed away on June 23, 2011. Casey had a heart and lung condition called Eisenmenger syndrome. Her condition was discovered when she was 10 years old. It limited her ability to participate in many physical activities, but it never limited her desire or determination to be involved in everything she could. In high school, she was involved in many activities both in the school and outside of the school. However, her first love was basketball. Knowing she couldn't play competitively, she was determined to be a member of the team. In 6th grade, she asked the coach if she could be the team manager. And through that love of basketball and her desire to be involved, she overcame obstacles and became a member of that team. And she carried this love of basketball to Slippery Rock University, where in her freshman year, she was the ladies' team manager for the Slippery Rock basketball team. Casey loved children. Knowing early on she could not have her own, she committed her future goals to working with and teaching children. Her dream was to become a kindergarten teacher. With Casey in mind, the recipient of the Casey L. Patrick Memorial Scholarship has to be pursuing a degree in education, involved in at least 3 activities in his or her school years, show leadership qualities, and complete an essay about a favorite quote, proverb, or belief that has guided his or her lives. This is a 4-year renewable scholarship. The winner of this scholarship is chosen by the Board of Directors of the Wellsboro Community Foundation. The Wellsboro Community Foundation is an organization that manages all these scholarship funds. While my wife and I are donor advisors to the fund, we do not advise, vote on, or choose this scholarship winner. So, who is the winner? 2007 Casey L. Patrick Memorial Scholarship recipient was a member of the National Honor Society, Connectors, Hamilton Gibson Young Persons Choir, Concert Marching Band, and in fact, this person was the president of the band. This recipient will attend Slippery Rock University next fall, majoring in elementary and secondary education. And that person's favorite quote was, "Life is a journey, not a destination." And incidentally, that's my favorite quote as well. The 2017 Casey L. Patrick Memorial Scholarship winner goes to Maxwell C. Reefer. As Max is coming up here, for those of you who knew Casey, you knew she gave her all, 100%, whatever she chose to do. Her favorite quote was, "Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain." Max, we made this a renewable scholarship, partly as a reminder that Casey is with you each year. And each year you receive your check, we want you to think about Casey and these 5 things. Number 1, give 100% to pursuing your dreams. Number 2, commit to finishing what you start. Number 3, think long term. Number 4, never, ever, ever, ever give up. And finally, like Casey's favorite quote, we hope you dance. Congratulations and thank you, Max Reefer.
Mr. Darren Getty will now be presenting the Wellsboro Area Education Association Scholarship.
Congratulations, class of 2017. The Wellsboro Area Education Association is comprised of the teachers, guidance counselors, and nurses of the Wellsboro Area School District. The WAEA gives an annual award of $1,000 to a graduating senior who has been accepted into the education department of a college or university. Being a teacher is one of the most rewarding, fulfilling careers that literally impacts thousands of lives. This year's recipient will major in early education. She states that, "I believe I can give inspiration. I want to make a difference and be one of those outstanding teachers that students and others look up to." Please help me in congratulating this year's WAEA recipient, Miss Alexis Benedict.
Next is Dr. William Bear, presenting the Robert and Grace Bear Memorial Scholarship.
Thank you, Mr. Krager. I have the distinct privilege of presenting the inaugural winner of the Robert and Grace Bear Medical Scholarship. Established by the Bear family to honor our parents, Robert and Grace Bear, this $1,000 scholarship is presented yearly to a graduating Wellsboro High School senior who plans to pursue a career in the healing arts. Throughout their lifetimes, my parents dedicated themselves to the enrichment and education of youth from Tioga County. My mother, Grace Bear, began her life in Wellsboro as an educator, but she was best known for her tireless work developing young musicians and for her support of music throughout this community. My father, Dr. Robert Bear, achieved so much during his medical career in Wellsboro. We fondly remember the nearly 40 years that he attended virtually every Hornets football game played on this very field, or perhaps a slightly less deluxe version of this field. He was the volunteer team physician. He also led, supported several other church, civic, and school organizations throughout the community. Together, my parents provided an opportunity for many area students to attend college who could not have otherwise done so. It is to honor these two outstanding individuals that we dedicate this scholarship to promote medical education in Tioga County. I would also like to congratulate all of the graduates of the class of 2017, and I am very pleased to present this year's winner of the Robert and Grace Bear Medical Scholarship, Noah Colton. Noah participated in soccer and tennis and was a 2015 NTL Tennis Doubles All-Star. He participated in youth leadership programs. He is a member of the National Honor Society. He won Student of the Month Award for athletics. He is active in his church youth group and is pursuing his Eagle Scout rank. Noah will attend Asbury University, majoring in biochemistry, and he plans to continue graduate studies to become a physician's assistant.
This time, will Mr. Hewitt come forward to present the remaining awards? We're almost there. Our next scholarship is from the Gillian Rupert Memorial Fund. The Jill Rupert Scholarship is supported through the generous businesses and individuals who sponsor an annual local fundraising golf tournament. It is given to a graduating Wellsboro student athlete with at least 3 years of team participation in sports who is active in the community. The scholarship is awarded in memory of Gillian Rupert, a Hornet athlete who passed away in 2010. She was a member of the cross-country, basketball, swim, and track teams. This year's applicants were all highly qualified, college-bound students. It is an honor to provide financial support in Jill's name to Jacob Singer. Next is the Charles Gris Cabbage Memorial Scholarship. Charlie, or Coach as he was better known, loved to play and coach sports. Over the years, he coached several sports in Wellsboro, which include golf, tennis, and basketball. As a tribute to him, his wife thought establishing an athletic scholarship in his memory would be a way to remember him. Although he played golf and enjoyed football, his greatest passion was for basketball by coaching and playing. He was all-state in high school, where he scored 48 points in a single game. He continued his basketball career at Mansfield State Teachers College, where he was a starting freshman on the basketball team and was captain of the team for 2 years. Tiger, as he was referred to by his teammates, played all 4 years on the PSAC championship teams. Although he was only 5 feet 11 inches tall, he was able to dunk a basketball. After graduating from college in 1963, he played in the Troy semi-professional basketball team. He was a member of the Mount Carmel Athletic Hall of Fame, Cowanesque Valley Basketball League Hall of Fame, and the Tioga County Athletic Hall of Fame. Coach Gris Cabbage was a true believer that no matter what the goal, hard work and practice pays off. Known as coach to his players, he coached the Wellsboro varsity basketball team from 1964 to 1972. He went on to coach basketball at the Wellsboro junior high level from 1977 to 2004 with a 400-win record. After taking several years off, in 2010, he came out of retirement to be a volunteer assistant for the Wellsboro High School boys basketball team until his passing in January of 2016. The recipient of the Charles Gris Cabbage Memorial Scholarship this year is Brandon Lamphere. The family of Caleb Robert Blair, class of 1996, presents to the Wellsboro Area Senior High School a memorial scholarship plaque in memory of Caleb as a living testament to his love of art and in recognition of those students selected as the recipient of his scholarship. The plaque displays his famous old oak tree that he drew in 1993. Caleb died in an automobile accident on December 23, 1993, in his sophomore year. The 2015 Caleb Robert Blair Memorial Scholarship Award goes to Audrey Zahusky. Seniors who receive scholarships or athletic awards at the awards ceremony on Monday, June 5th, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. Any student that has received a scholarship from a college or university, please stand and be acknowledged. Congratulations. Any member of the senior class that will be entering the military after graduation, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for serving our country. You guys ready? We got here. At this time, Mr. Matt File, President of the Wellsboro Area School District Board of Education, will be presenting the diplomas to the class of 2017. Any school board or staff member that would like to join us, please come forward.
Emma Catherine Kotz. Claire Frances Young. Jenna Lee Haynes. Melody Darlene Benner. Hope Danielle Wilkinson. Cassandra Aaron Reese. Shelby Alexis Marks. Courtney Lynn Reniger. Kaylee Joanna Butters. Bailey Joan Fuller. Jessica Lynn Grab. Alexis Taylor Benedict. Sarah K. Agnes Jean Huck. Jessica Lee Bolt. Casey Inez Coltonbach. Janessa Gabriel Davis. Victoria Ann Haynes. Zoe Elizabeth Rose. Samantha Michelle Spurgeon. Lena Rose Kern. Austin Quinn Powell. Ethan Scott Nichols. Brian Patrick Callahan. Marcus Anthony Nyer. Maxwell Carl Reefer. Dylan James Thal. David Anthony Straneri. John Casey Hoover. Brandon David Lamphere. Parker Brenton Jones. Caleb Thomas Smith. Brody Lowell Coolidge. Josiah Walter Hill. Dupree Levi Hosey. Alexander Michael Freeman. Blake Matthew English. Blaze Alexander Coolidge. John Alden Weiner. Jacob Stephen Singer. Devin Ryan Warner. Morgan Rose Florio. Mariah Michelle DaCosta. McKenna Wyman Johnson. Madeline Elizabeth Hepp. Hannah Elizabeth Lawton. Mackenzie Lynn Chilson. Bridget Melina Kennedy. Autumn Marie Kitajima. Faith Melody Spicer. Michaela Danae McMichael. Renee Hyacinth Dardier. Taylor Marie Ryan. Olivia Alden Killingstead. Shanoa Rain Holsombeck. Abigail Elizabeth Cooper. Kelsey Lynn Logan. Audrey Diana Zahusky. Olivia Aveline Kurtz. Donia Onye Paris. Kirsten Deborah Florio. Lucas Aaron Confer Losinger. Robert Jeffrey Spong. Hunter Austin Huck. Nathan Edward Cotner. Cody Elliott Hartman. Ryan Joseph Osgood. Noah Hunter Colton. Zachary John Farquhar. Michelle Rose Maley. Hannah Rochelle Davenport. Alexandria Drew. Aaliyah Paige Applenap. Landon Allen Kennedy. Gene Alexander Wagner. J. DeRoy Faulkner. Cody Bruce Williams. Trenton Leslie Johnston. Dylan Matthew Sharepko. Hunter Lawrence Shaw. Tawny Renee Moore. Sydney Elizabeth Spencer. Faith Ann Kennedy. Natalie Alexis O'Connor. Alyssa Boyd. Cynthia Marie Rowland. Zara Brooke Graves. Christine Lynn Haynes. Audrey Lynn Becker.
While we're waiting to finish here, would you guys give Mrs. Bradley a round of applause, please? I don't know if you guys saw her or not, but she cried through every one of you. Class of 2017, please stand. As principal of the Wellsboro Area High School, I hereby certify that the previously named students have completed the requirements necessary to receive a diploma from the Wellsboro Area High School and are entitled to all privileges and opportunities it may bring. Will the class of 2017 please signify this by moving your tassels from right to left? And we will now allow the class of 2017 to celebrate their accomplishments. On behalf of the Wellsboro Area School District Board of Education, administration, faculty, and staff, we extend a sincere congratulations. Family and friends, please stand and extend your congratulations to the class of 2017. Please remain standing for the singing of the Wellsboro High School Alma Mater. Will the senior band members please come forward to lead us in the singing of the Alma Mater? While we're waiting for them to get set, family and friends, we'll be sending after the recessional, we'll be sending the graduates to the library, and then you can meet them up here either in the commons area or in our lower parking lot.
Sing the praises here in Boston.
This time we'll have Abigail Cooper and Alden Weiner ring 2 handbells to replicate the tradition of the ringing of the Todd and Tone Memorial Bell. Thank you, band.